Your Style Matters with Renee. I am Renee Lindo. I'm a personal stylist, and I guide women on their style journey from confused and overwhelmed to confident and killing it. We do this by creating functional wardrobes with polished outfits that align with their personal brand so that they can put their hand up for more and expand what they're available for. Because when we look good, we feel good, and it really changes the game. So I am streaming live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So please let me know where you are viewing from. Drop in the comments or the chat. I'm here every Friday or most Friday afternoons at 1 p.m. Eastern. This is where we talk about all things style. So, style and usually kind of how it relates to your style in the workplace or in business or as a professional woman. So, I'll share tips and strategies and some trends and some of what's happening to help you to really leverage the power of your style. Your style is a tool, and show you how you can use that to create more opportunities for yourself. So it's a fun time here. I like my conversations to be very interactive. If this is your first time joining, let me know where you are joining from, which part of the world you are. I know I have viewers and my communities all over. So glad to have you. Welcome if this is your first time. If you are tuning in, if you're a regular, great to have you. I see I have a LinkedIn user via LinkedIn. Hi, good to have you. It says LinkedIn user. I'm not sure why your name isn't showing up, but anyway, it's great to have you. Love my LinkedIn peeps, love my Facebook peeps, love my YouTube peeps, everybody. Style is available for all of us, no matter your age, your size, what have you. Style is available. And so I love to share how you can use it so that you can show up as your best and highest self. So today's topic, we are talking about spring transitioning and transitioning from winter over to spring. So if you're in a part of the world where you don't have winter and spring and all the seasons, there's still maybe a little transition that can happen. So hopefully you'll get some tools from our conversation today that you can also implement in your wardrobe. So, and I'm going to look down at my notes. So anyway, so let's get started. Yeah, let's get started. So when we think about winter, all right, so of course winter, where we want to be, and in terms of our clothing, we want to be warm, we want to be cozy, we kind of want to have that snuggly feeling and vibe. And usually we're wearing warm, or not warm, we're wearing darker colors. The fabrications are a lot thicker to keep us warm. So you get that kind of snuggly, warm feeling looking at the clothing in both the coloring and the colors and the texture. And for spring, of course, spring tends to be bright and light and vibrant, and there's all this rebirth and newness and excitement for what's happening. So spring, just in general, tends to be lighter colors, lighter fabrications. What we see outside is lighter, the days are longer. So all of that is lightness, right? And so when you think about those differences, the same thing applies with our clothing. And so we want our winter clothes to be warm and heavy and dark, so blacks and grays and thick knits and wools. Whereas of course springtime we want it to be lighter colors, lighter fabrications. And so I'm going to share, in addition to those points, some other things that we can do as we transition seamlessly, I say, into spring. Oh, and before I start, just want to remind you, this little barcode here is for you if you want to schedule a 30-minute chat with me, just to kind of find out how we can talking about your style, talking about where you are, kind of the challenges you have, and the plan forward, and how I may be able to assist you. So right here, this is right to my calendar. You can schedule a time where you can chat and see really what's available for you. So one of my first tips to transition, and also I'm going to try to give examples for going into the office or in a professional space, even though I'm going to try to mix them all up because we live everywhere, right? And if you have questions, please drop them in the chat so that I can see Oh, this is Nicole. Great to have you, Nicole, so that I can see your question and be sure to answer it. So then the first things that we can do when we're transitioning into spring is look at the colors of our clothing that we're wearing. Uh, Spring kind of tends to be, people think of pastel colors, very light yellows and light blues, light pinks, light purples. It doesn't have to be those very pastel colors. I don't wear those colors. Those colors are not great for my coloring, my complexion. They're just kind of like, ugh, for me, right? So colors are something else that we'll talk about another time, but they're really, you want your colors to really work with you and your undertones and your complexion. That's when you're going to look best. You're going to look alive. You're going to look lively. So when I say colors, just kind of peel back instead of the heaviness of the black and the gray and the dark colors and maybe the chocolates. Pare it back. Pare it back to, instead of, if you like pastels and that works for you, great. Or it can just be right now the colors that are really hot. Well, I hate to say hot, but they're hot because you see them all over. You see them in the runways, you see them in the magazines, you see them in the media. So colors, bright pinks and even some lighter pinks. We're seeing cobalt blue. We are seeing that acid green. Of course, Viva Magenta is the color. So it's really about wearing more color. I think that's what I'm going to call it. Wearing more color in spring. I don't know if there's any one color you should wear. What's important is really understanding what colors work well for you. And I can help you with that if that's something that's of interest. But wearing the right colors really make a difference in how your skin looks, how alive and alert and awake you look. Yeah, it just makes you makes you look nicer and fresh. So colors is something to think about as you're transitioning. Yeah, so as I said, it doesn't have to be a pastel light spring palette, just add more color. I wear color all year anyway, but for spring and summer, for sure, color is something you want to think about. The next thing is the fabrications of what you're wearing. And this kind of tacks on to color. So even if you're wearing something that's a heavier color, like say black, I wear black in the summer, but I'm not wearing a black heavy woolen piece. It's maybe a black poplin dress with an open back or a cutout somewhere, right? So you're still getting the ventilation. Of course, that's more summer. But think about the fabrications. You want them to be lighter. You want maybe lighter knits, fabrics that are going to breathe and move easier for you. Yeah, so instead of, as I said, heavy knits, some lighter fabrications. So when I said it taps onto color, even though I said you want to tone down your color, make your colors lighter, it's also about the fabrication. So you can wear darker colors if you want, but just have the fabrication lighter. That'll be easier to move throughout in the spring. Then layers. This is the next one, layers. So springtime can be quite tricky in terms of what we're wearing, right? Because it starts out, it's almost like it has a split personality. It starts out cool in the mornings, and then as the day progresses, it gets warmer. And if you dress too warm, or if you dress too hot, then you're sweating. And then we have the AC. Well, the AC situation is more in the summertime. But yeah, so you want to, so a really, really key point for springtime dressing is to dress in layers. And not heavy layers, but really light layers. So as an example, think of, instead of just wearing a top and your heavy winter jacket because you need something to cover for spring, instead of that, do maybe a t-shirt or some type of thin shirt, and then maybe put on another layer of a thin cardigan or a thinner sweater. And then you have maybe a trench or a thinner trench. Right, so having those three layers is easy for you to peel back that trench and you're still okay. And then if you have to peel back the sweater, you're still okay because the layers are light. One thing to keep in mind when you're layering is that you want to ensure that each of the layers work well on their own, because you're going to expect, or yeah, you may be taking off a piece. Sometimes when we get dressed in layers, especially in the winter, we don't expect, sorry, to remove the blazer or to remove the jacket. That is the look, part of the look, But in the springtime, you want to think about, does each of these layers work well by themselves? Because you'll be peeling off pieces. What else? Okay, something else you can do. And even though I say that we are moving into spring from winter, you don't have to completely disregard your winter wardrobe. You can incorporate some of your winter pieces into spring, but but may have it make sense. And what I mean by that is, say a leather jacket, a leather moto jacket. You can wear that over maybe a long flowy light dress, right? And that still gives you a springish vibe. You still get the coverage with the jacket, but it's not a heavy wool long coat. You can still add a trench, right? If you have a trench, you can still wear a trench over another outfit that is a lighter lighter layer, or maybe you add, let me keep it for the next one. But yes, so think about wearing some of your winter, that you can incorporate your winter pieces. The thing is you want to balance off a piece of winter with some lighter pieces so that it gives you a good mix for spring and that you're comfortable as well. Footwear, so this is a big one. So you want to ditch the boots, right? You want to ditch those the chunky, heavy, insulated boots, of course, because you're going to sweat and it just looks strange. And so what kind of footwear are we wearing when it's not warm enough to have your toes out? And that's kind of where we are with spring. So lots of options. I like I like sneakers, especially heading to the office. I think it's such a cool vibe to add a pair of sneakers or add sneakers to a suit or to a business casual look. So maybe black pants and a blazer and some runners. If it's more a formal setting, maybe for a Friday. But I love the look of that juxtaposition of something a little more formal with the casualness of some sneakers. Loafers are also a great option. And there's some really nice ones out. Some loafers, sneakers. I thought about some metallic sneakers. That's also a good option. I love that because you're able to dress up your daytime look with a metallic sneaker. And metallics you can wear day or night. It's not just reserved for nighttime at all. And then you can also dress up something to go out in the evening with a metallic sneaker. So think of that. Mules. I've been adding quite a few mules to some of the closets I've been working on. Those are also good. Your toes are covered, but just the heel is out. If you can't do that for work, slingback. A slingback is a nice option. Right now we're seeing lots of slingbacks, actually. Metallic slingbacks. I don't know if you do that to work, but you could. Metallic slingbacks, pointed toe. Pointed toe is always going to be more dressy than a rounded toe. But pointed toe slingbacks, add that to a pair of jeans and your blazer, and you're looking quite chic. So lots of options for footwear. And as I'm thinking about footwear, if you go back to, I think I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, I did a video on LinkedIn and on my Instagram, just going through some of the items that I'm including for spring from Geox. So I'm a Geox ambassador. So I went through and showed the Geox trench coats, which is another thing that's great if you're heading to the office, a nice trench. So trench coats, some jackets, some footwear, so loafers and white sneaks. So you can check out that video and you'll see how I have styled those pieces. How about Oxford? Are they, oh, sorry, Nicole, let me show your question. How about Oxfords? Are they fall-ish? You know what? I love Oxfords and I love brogues. So I'm going to wear them in the spring, but it's how you're wearing them. You may not, so wear them with maybe pants that are a little cropped where the ankle is exposed. I just love the kind of masculine vibe of an Oxford when a woman wears it. Especially with a suit or a pant. I think it's such a cool look. So I would rock them spring for sure. So that's the other thing with me, right? I'm going to wear, and I encourage clients and you too, Nicole, to wear what you love, wear what feels good. But I don't think Oxfords look too fallish. It's all in how you style it. I think that's the takeaway. Footwear, sneakers, slingbacks. Okay. Great. Another tip that I love to do is to just add white. I know I gave this one a separate kind of section as opposed to color. I find just adding white to your look, your outfit, instantly makes it more spring-like. So if you would have worn a black blazer with this outfit, change it to a white blazer. If you, and this is new for me as well, I showed this in the video I just talked about, a white purse. I've never had a white bag before, but I said, you know what, I'm going to try it. I'm going to get one this year for spring to kind of freshen up my look and freshen up the vibe. And so as soon as I added that white purse to my look, it instantly made the overall look lighter and felt more spring like. So that's something to think about. White, think about your white jeans and forget about having to wait till whatever Memorial Day, Labor Day, whichever holiday it is that North America says we need to wait to wear the white jeans. Listen, if it is the thing with white, it's about fabrication. So if it's a white that works well in spring, rock it. So white jeans, a white bag, your white runners instantly adds a freshness to your overall outfit for spring. Another thing is dark denim. So I'm a huge supporter of wearing dark denim to the office. If you have the flexibility of wearing jeans or wearing denim to work, dark denim is always more formal. It's more work appropriate ish. You can't even say that anymore because work varies with so many different offices and corporate culture and industry culture. But anyway, dark denim is usually more worky, right? It's easier to dress up dark denim put a blazer on and a nice blouse, or even a blazer and some type of nice tee or underpinning, and it works well. I still rock dark denim in the springtime. If you want to, if you kind of want, but dark denim can look heavy. So, and I don't really like light distress. First of all, distressed denim for sure is not usually business appropriate. Distress for sure, no. And even the lighter washes. So in spring, we just lighten the washes of denim, but there's that kind of medium denim that I think is great for work if you're going to add it to a blazer. But if it doesn't need to be blue, how about their denim being like an olive color or colored denim if work allows that, if you have that flexibility. And white denim, off-white, right? So I wear a lot of off-white, and and throughout the year because it's easier to mix and match with different colors. So think about that. Maybe change your darker denim to an off-white or white or another color. And olive is a great option as well. What else? Any questions or any comments from anybody? Please drop them in the chat here so that I can see and respond. And then the big one is a topper. So when I say topper, so instead of your heavy wool coats, what else can you do to make it feel more spring-like? So, I'm a big proponent of the oversized blazers. Not everybody likes oversized, and you don't have to. But what I would steer you away from is that very fitted, cropped kind of blazer. Cropped blazers are fine, just kind of that boxy shape. I think that looks great, especially for my petites. That's a good look to have a cropped blazer and high waist pants, but it's not cropped and curved and very tapered. So still kind of boxy, so you're able to move. But anyway, the point I'm making is in terms of a top up, a blazer. So a blazer that you can put over your dresses, over a lighter top is great, especially for the office. Moto jacket, I kind of mentioned that a leather moto jacket is a great option if we're not doing a coat. Jean jacket, and with the jean or the denim jacket, so it's a little bit more oversized than it was before. Denim jacket, what a jacket. Oh, and a bomber. A bomber is one of my go-tos. I love that look. There are quite a few. I've seen them at H&M. I've seen that Uniqlo. Quite a few bombers that really that are nice, that are available in store right now. So think about that. So denim jacket, leather moto jacket, bomber, and oversized blazer. And so what I'm going to do, because I know that I've given a lot of options, I'm going to do for my the members of who are on my VI, who get my VIP style files. They drop every other Saturday. I'm going to put together like a catalog with some of my top picks by categories of shoes and jackets and pieces that are great transitional pieces. So if you're not subscribed, just head to my website, which is letsgetdressednow.com, and you can get on my email list, or if it's probably easier to do, you can send me a DM with your email and I'll add you to the list. You can do that, but also go to my website. There's tons of resources. I have a blog there that I write and post things. And then also I'd love to have you be a part of my VIP style file. So I send this out every other week. Tons of style inspiration, style tips, style, all the things, a little bit more than what I do here on live. So it just gives you some things to look forward to, and gives you some more visual as to how to put your pieces together. So if that works for you, we'd love to have you. So just a quick, I don't see any, do I have it? Yeah, I don't see any questions here in the chat or comments. So I'll just do a quick recap to help you in your transition from winter to spring. So we're going to look at color. Just think of lighter colors. Wear more color, lighter colors. Layers, we're going to wear lighter layers, more layers, but lighter layers so that we can easier to peel back. Fabrications, again, you want the fabric you're wearing to be lighter, breathable, those types of things. You can mix winter pieces in, maybe one winter piece with some more lighter pieces, so you can still wear the winter stuff, but just balance it off. Footwear, we're changing from these big, heavy, chunky boots to mules and loafers and white sneaks or metallic sneaks and slingbacks, maybe Oxfords. Adding white to your ensemble is a great freshener upper. Their denim, instead of being dark and heavy, maybe lighten it up. That's the medium, especially for the office. So it's a medium denim, or a white, or an off-white, or olive, or color. And then your toppers, blazers, bombers, denim jackets, motor jackets. Okay, so hopefully you have some great tips here that will help you transition seamlessly and smoothly into spring. Spring is the beginning of my favorite season. I love summer. I love it hot. Yes, so I'm getting really excited. So I encourage you, if you have any follow-up questions for me, let me know. Join my newsletter. Follow me on Instagram as well. I share different content there. On LinkedIn, different kind of content. So anything style and inspiration and about women looking good and feeling good, I'm here for it. So thank you for joining, and I'll see you next week or next time. Take care. Bye.